I'm out on my evening walk, and I was thinking, as I often do, that I've noticed that I'm not having conversations in my mind with people from outside of me, and I'm not dragging conversations in my mind into my inner either, with feeling, of anything unwanted, any interactions or conversations or experiences. Now, I don't know about you, but I used to have that quite a bit, where I could keep a not good feeling thought alive just by thinking about it and ruminating on it, right, over and over. And what I've noticed since I've really, in earnest, given myself the feeling of safety when it comes to everything that I want to feel, or mostly for me, I've been focusing on feeling more than scenarios or visual stuff, like material things. For me, it's been emotions. And so the safe feeling that I've really been persistently, but not in a pushing, forcing way, it's coming really easily. It's getting easier and easier, but just feeling safe with what I want, feeling safe with how I feel, feeling safe with anything that's outside of my control, which now I realize nothing is necessarily outside of my control, right? Not if I literally do what Edward Art suggests and take these teachings as literal, then I know that all my control begins with feeling, begins with what I'm giving myself in my imagination to the I am, right? And I feel like I'm really understanding in ways that I don't know if I just didn't feel comfortable thinking of myself as the I am, or if those thoughts subsided and detached themselves from any discordant feeling about any of that. But I'm feeling comfortable with experiencing and allowing the truth of who and what I am to unfold in my life. And it has certainly brought a lot of relief within my own mind, within my own body, because I can feel it, within all my interactions outside of me. So it's like, I don't know, that part of the teachings has just been really, really helpful, really useful, and really, I'm experiencing the truth of it in my own, my own life and with my interactions and just within myself. So, with that said, I'm just so excited about how I keep becoming clearer and clearer as to my state, and how that is in turn allowing me to change any of the things that maybe weren't the way that I wanted them to be, on the inner. And the way that Edward laid it out, I'm finding that to be true for me. And of course, it's only been about 2 weeks, a week with just the feeling safe. But that has just been huge for me. I never realized how unsafe I felt within my own beingness. I never realized how much, because I was always thinking of it in terms of fear or stories that didn't feel good, but I wasn't recognizing the core reason why they weren't feeling good. And when Edward pointed out that it was, you could feel safe, well, that just really struck a chord within me. And then I realized that everything that I have made previous videos about, right? Everything from just having unwanted, emotional, intense times, having experiences in my outer with people that didn't feel good to me, it wasn't what I wanted, and all the way to the very distant past, which is where nobody needs to live unless it feels good to you, or there are feelings that feel good. Dredging up, though, all the mucky stuff from the past, maybe feelings that had thoughts attached to them that were just dreadful, just really not helpful, not helping me, not helping it at all, except that now I do see how those not good feeling thoughts are showing me exactly where I'm putting my focus. And I don't have to do that. But I will say this. I don't feel like I have to go back and clean up anything. Because ever since I've just started feeling safe and giving that to myself in my inner world, it has reshuffled or reconfigured things in my outer world, yes, but also in my own head, where I live a lot, in my head and my body, right? But it's made me experience a change in how I'm feeling, in how I'm feeling in my body, how I'm feeling in my mind, and the thoughts that are coming because of the change, right? The change of state that Edward and Neville talk about. So, and it's true, I wasn't grasping it really in a way where I was super applying it because I was getting it so well. I could, again, get a lot of this stuff in my head, but it was actually applying it and feeling the difference. So letting the old state die, I think I struggled with that one a bit. But once I just completely said, oh wow, and took it completely literal, I'm safe with I am, and I'm okay, and it's safe for me to build a relationship with I am in the most deep, profound, beautiful way for me in all the ways, right? So in all the outer experiences where I couldn't have that kind of connection and trust and security with my mother or anyone. None of that matters now. It doesn't matter anymore because I'm not drawing on any of that for my identity, right? I'm actually just living from the new state and how that feels. And everything else is just drawn to that feeling state, and it's altering the landscape of my life experience. And I expect that it will only continue, and it will only get more and more, awesome. Because the fear, if you feel safe, what's there to feel fearful about, right? What is there to give fear? That's just giving it your own power, and I'm the operant power. So it's like I've joined forces with I Am in this new understanding of how it works in a way that is beneficial, and not feeling, so much like back and forth, I'm not feeling any back and forth. None. And, like even yesterday, I had a great day. I've been having great days. And then I realized some thoughts were coming in that didn't feel good, right? And I entertained them for just a little bit, but they didn't alter my feeling mood very much. Just enough for me to notice it. And then I knew that I didn't want that. And so I gave myself what I wanted. And then everything shifted. And it was no longer unwanted thoughts sucking energy or trying to get my attention, or unwanted thoughts that were generating more opportunity for me to feel in ways that I didn't want to feel, right? I'm letting myself have what I want, and I'm not feeding anything that's unwanted. And, like today, I'm not even having unwanted thoughts. Like, nothing notable, nothing that's even remotely close to me feeling unhappy or displeased about anything. It's just all been a state of flow and ease, and I can feel it in my body, which is where I know that's telling me, that's like a huge indicator of what it is that I'm doing, and so I'm doing exactly what it is that I've been persistently working, giving myself, allowing to do. So I'm going to end that. And this here is starting to get dark, and it's absolutely beautiful. And if you haven't watched Edward Art's latest video on YouTube, go check it out. It is absolutely fabulous. And his channel is Edward Art. Be well, friend.